I think okay, let's get started. I'm just going to share my screen. So I'm just going to talk for about 20 minutes, give you a full brief of the program and everything. My colleague Subbu is also online. So if you have any questions, please put it in the chat and we'll also do a Q&A at the end. Great. I'm just going to share my screen. I hope everyone can hear me. Okay. Can everyone see?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Welcome to the Skandagiri program. This is going to be Skandagiri 6 from April 29th to May 4th. We have about 18 participants at the moment, which is a nice group for all the kids to really get to know each other well and, really become good friends. I think at the moment it's about 11 boys and 7 girls. And we're hoping, there is still some time before the program that we will get a few more registrations. So this is a little glimpse of the Skandagiri campus. If you can see the tent in this picture, this is, a very comfortable tents that the kids will be sleeping in along with attached bathrooms. So the Skandagiri campsite is located at the foothills of the Nandi Hills. So this is just about 2.5 hours away from Bangalore city and about 1.5 hours away from Bangalore airport. So it is one of our most conveniently located campsites, and it is designed to be a beginner campsite. So, a very little travel time to get to the campsite, as well as a very comfortable, accommodation and space for kids of this age group. I think for this program, we have kids coming in from all over Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore, Bangalore as well. So, all of the travel and stuff, the details we will share with you a little later. But yeah, this is a 6-day, 5-night program. And it's completely for beginners. So to introduce kids between the ages of 9 to 11 to activities like bouldering, rock climbing, hiking, low ropes course, and outdoor survival. So the children will do one activity each day to sort of get a little bit of introduction to everything and also learn all the skills and techniques. Um, I'm just gonna go over quickly the like a typical day at Skandagiri and what that looks like. So usually children wake up pretty early. They wake up with the sunrise by around 5:30 in the morning. Have some milk, hot chocolate, tea, Bonvita, whatever they prefer. Freshen up, and then this is followed by a half an hour warm up and power up, which is a very energetic way to start the day. With some stretches and jogging and warm up and get them excited for the day. This is followed by a proper breakfast. All our meals are, buffet styles. We have multiple options at every meal, and we'll cater to veg, non-veg, gen, any specific food requirements or dietary requirements as well. If that's not something you've mentioned in the form while filling it out, you can message me if there is anything else. So the first half of the day, typically between 8:30 to around 12 noon, is when kids will focus on one particular activity. Usually, we divide kids up into groups and they do different activities on different days. But since this is a nice, group of 18 kids, they'll be doing all the activities together, which is a great way to get to know one another better as well. So they will spend the first half of the day doing their main activity, which we call the WOW activity. And I will explain a little bit about each activity going forward. They come back to campus by around 12:30 to have a proper, you know, tasty lunch. For the food, like I said, we have buffet style. We keep it as similar to home food as possible. So dal, rotis, sabzis, chicken curry, salad, rice, and so on. But we do have a special day. One day we'll do a pasta night, or one day we'll do a Chinese, and just have some variety. Post lunch, kids have time to take a shower, freshen up a bit. We encourage them to take a shower after the first half of the day because they will be spending most of it outdoors. And then this is followed by what we call cool time activities in the afternoon. So these are more recreational activities that take place on campus itself. So we have an archery range, a rifle shooting range. Kids usually enjoy doing some arts and crafts, tie-dye, bracelet making, and so on. Things that keep them engaged throughout, as well as a lot of fun games like volleyball, French football. So the kids are constantly staying active. In the evening, they have some tea and snacks, and this is followed by some indoor games, a little bit of reflection time as well. Um, and we do an early soup and dinner, and lights off by 9 p.m. So that they are well rested for the next day. So going into the main activities they'll be doing, the first activity is bouldering, which is, like an introductory version of rock climbing, where they learn about the climbing equipment, the kind of knots and skills you need to do rock climbing in a very safe environment, and, also develop a little bit of upper body strength and everything while doing it. So just quickly scrolling back up, the picture on the right is a good image of just like doing a little bit of bouldering on an introductory surface. And this is, usually one of the prime favorite activities for the kids. The second activity is hiking, which is where children learn about the different walking techniques of walking in the mountains, going uphill, going downhill, how to navigate, how to pitch a tent, and properly set up a campsite as well. And this is usually we also add a little bit of a cookout where they can cook their own meal one day, which is a lot of fun. Low ropes course is another activity. This is sort of like a jungle gym. Again, at a very low height to keep it very safe and friendly. Here, the picture on the right is a good example of one of the activities. And this is also followed by a session of zip lining, which is, again, a big favorite amongst all the kids. And the last module is basic outdoor survival skills. So this is, again, where they learn how to sort of, if they are in the outdoors without any phones, any technology, how are they, learning to build a shelter, identify food to eat, how to start a fire. Again, all done under strict supervision of instructors and in a safe and protected environment. Okay. So going into the instructors who will be on camp with the kids, every program we have a campus chief as well as a whole team of instructors, including female instructors for the program. All our instructors are highly certified and trained in outdoor education and mountaineering, as well as internally we do at least 3 to 4 training sessions a year to help them learn how to work with children better, be sensitive to their needs and so on. And, most of our instructors are people we've been working with for a very long time and are highly trusted people. And this is not including, the kitchen staff, cleaning staff, and campus manager that is always on campus as well to ensure that the children have a great experience. For children who are coming in from Bangalore itself, like I said, it's a 2.5 hour journey, taken on a private, very comfortable AC bus. And it'll be the same on the return. And for children who are flying into Bangalore Airport, again, it's a 1.5 hour journey, again, with a very trusted third party provider of an AC luxury bus. When it comes to equipment and the gear we use, we only use the best. And this is something, again, we've been following for the last 30 years. So all our equipment, helmets, harnesses are all up to the highest international standards. And, if there is ever an instance of like any equipment that is broken, we are never, fixing it. We are always replacing it instantly, brand new. Um, when it comes to medical, every program has a doctor in residence. So there is a doctor on campus throughout the program. The kids are experiencing the outdoors for the first time and, heavily engaged in these activities. So cuts and bruises are a part and parcel of the experience. We call it badges of honor. It's how you know you're, properly learning and challenging yourself and stepping out of your comfort zone. Um, but there is a doctor on hand to, tend to any of that. If there are any children who are already on any sort of medication or a prescription, please send that along with them, and they can hand that over to the doctor the moment they get to campus, so that they will ensure that they are taking the medication on time, as and when. How we also deal with medical, as you know, I'll get into the communication part of it a bit later. But if a child, let's say, has a little bit of a stomach ache or an upset stomach, we do deal with that internally. We have a full first aid kit and all the equipment on campus. We contact the parents if it is something like a little bit more serious that we would want to get your advice on. So if a child has a fever and might need antibiotics, then we obviously call the parents immediately. If it is something more than a little, bruise, or if like a child has a sprained ankle and needs an X-ray, then this is something we again contact you for immediately. But in general, we do go with the no news is good news motto, that all the children are safe, happy, engaged, unless you are getting a phone call from one of us and letting you know of anything. We also have an emergency vehicle stationed on the campus, and the nearest hospital is very close by in Chekbalapur, about 20 minutes away. And this also is a fully functioning market. So if the children need anything or have misplaced anything, we can always get it for them from here. I spoke a little bit about the accommodation, like I showed you the picture in the beginning. This is a very comfortable, spacious tent that is built into the ground, can easily accommodate 4 to 5 children comfortably. Obviously, boys and girls have separate accommodation. And these tents also have attached washrooms. This is one of our few campsites with this attached washroom model, and it is again to make it as beginner friendly as possible, so that children don't have to step out of their tent at night if they need to use the washroom and so on. And these washrooms are cleaned and maintained every day by our staff. The only thing is that children are required to keep their own belongings safe and neat and tidy. Okay. Meals, again, I had touched upon a bit. Every meal is a buffet style meal with multiple options. And we have predominantly vegetarian options, but we do also, if there are more non-vegetarians in the group, then we will have those options as well. Again, all 4 meals are provided. Kids can eat as much as they want. There's no restriction. If they are ever hungry, even in between meals, they can always just go up to an instructor and ask for more food. There's no restriction on food at all. Meal times are also monitored by instructors. So instructors will be serving the kids their food, and we do try to ensure that all the kids eat enough, because if they are not eating well, then they're not going to be enjoying the activities or having the energy to do the activities well. So that is something we try to ensure to the best of our ability. Yes, so this is a little bit about the travel. So for anyone traveling from Bangalore itself, the departure is usually around 10 in the morning on the day off, so April 29th. We will let you know the location in a couple of days. It's usually, we try to keep it as central to the city as possible, so that it's as convenient for the most amount of parents. So kids will leave Bangalore at 10 a.m. and reach campus by around 12:30 in time for lunch. And on the return, they will leave campus after lunch and be back in the city by 4 p.m. For participants who are flying, again, we will send more details later. But typically, I think if you've booked your flight already, then you will be flying in the morning, and the kids will all fly in around the same time, all the kids who are coming in from different places. And then there is a bus that they take, and they will again reach campus by lunchtime. And again, I think they would have booked evening flights for the May 4th, and they will again leave for the airport after lunch. If, however, there is anyone who has booked any earlier flight, we will accommodate for that as well and make sure they get to the airport well in time. Okay. So yes, just want to run through the expectation settings for the program. So one important thing is that we are not any sort of luxury campus or resort. We have a very comfortable, hygienic, clean campus and community, and that is a standard we maintain across all our campsites. But this is not any sort of luxury experience, and we want kids to just fully embrace the challenge of being in the outdoors and being, at camp and enjoy the learning of it. Communication and updates, I think this is something you would have all been briefed on before you registered. But like I mentioned, this is a tech-free and gadget-free campus, so children are not allowed their phones at all. If they are flying into Bangalore, then they can have their phone with them until they, meet up with the rest of the kids at Bangalore airport, do a final phone call to the parents, and then they deposit their phones with us for the duration of the program, which will be returned to them before they get back on their flights to head back home. So there is no direct communication between parents and children. However, I am the program manager. I will be your point of contact, and I'll be available at any point of time if you have any questions or concerns. I will also be sharing daily updates, both morning and evening, as well as pictures every evening. Around 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. on the WhatsApp channel. If you have not joined the WhatsApp channel, then please do so as soon as you can. I've shared the link in the chat, and my colleague Subbu will do so as well again. And this is how we will communicate. I'll be sending a thorough update of what the kids are eating, what activities they're doing that day, a health update, a weather update, giving you all the information. And like I mentioned before, if there is any sort of slightly more serious medical case, then I will call up the parents and inform them immediately. Okay, no gadgets, and this doesn't just mean phones, it means no iPads, no smartwatches that have calling, no Fitbits. Cameras are the only thing that is allowed, and this is again the full responsibility of the child. If they think they can take care of a camera, then they can bring it, but no other gadgets allowed. When it comes to fitness and preparation, like I said, this is a beginner program. It is designed to be a little challenging, but something that every child should be able to do. But there's no harm in, starting a little prep, doing a little bit of jogging and stretching in the days prior to the program. We have a zero tolerance for bullying and indiscipline. So, there are kids from all over who are meeting for the first time. It's natural that there might be a few fights or disagreements, and that is something the instructors will handle. However, if there are instances of serious bullying, then this is something we have a zero tolerance policy towards. The child will be sent back home and will be blacklisted from ever attending our programs again. There is a zero tolerance also for any sort of substance. And this is again very important. Please do not send any junk food or food with your child. Like I said before, we provide a lot of food throughout the program all the time. Kids can eat however much they want. Please don't provide any junk food to them, because then they will keep it in their tents, and this will increase the chances of pests and cockroaches in the tents, which creates just a bad experience for not only them, but for their tent mates. So please do not send any junk food. When it comes to pocket money, you can send a little bit of money with them, because on the last day of the program, we open up our merch store, and a lot of children like to buy a t-shirt or a cap. So they can have about, we usually recommend between not more than 2,000 rupees if you would like to send them money. If you don't want to send them money, but if they want to buy something later, then we have a website as well that you can always check out. For any children who are flying into the program, you can carry some money, because if you'd like to eat something at the airport, or if you have to wait a little bit at the airport, then you can carry some money for that. Okay, so that was most of it. Sorry, please bear with me for a little longer. I'm just gonna also run through the kit list and the packing list for the program. Great. So the weather at Skandagiri is ranges a little on the warmer side. Like I said, it is close to Bangalore, so it is around a similar temperature, maybe a little cooler. However, we do have, sort of unpredictable rain showers. Like yesterday, the kids at Skandagiri had a fun time in the rain because it was raining in the evening, which cools it down considerably. So we like to be prepared for all those scenarios. The basic packing list is around 6 to 7 t-shirts, shorts, track pants. Please send, I would say, more track pants than shorts because that is what we recommend kids wear when they are out in their morning activity, and wearing long pants will significantly reduce any bruising or scraping while they're on their activities. Socks, a quick dry towel, a cap, sufficient undergarments, night clothes, one jacket or sweatshirt. This is just for when in the evenings, and like I said, if it rains and it gets a bit cooler, then to have that on hand, and a poncho or a raincoat. If there is a light drizzle, we don't want to stop the kids from doing the activity. So we usually do head out if the weather is, decent. But if there is a light rain, then that's a good thing to have. Footwear, this is very important. Please send a pair of comfortable rubber soled shoes that the children have been playing in and have worn in, because we don't want them to be irritated by shoe bites if it's a brand new pair of shoes. Again, that will compromise their experience. Um, we also require that you send a pair of hiking sandals, and this is very important that it has this ankle strap at the back, if you can see the picture on the right. And this should not be any sort of flip-flops or Crocs, because this is what the kids use while they are on campus. And again, they're playing around, they're running, they're, full of energy. And again, a sandal with an ankle strap really minimizes any sort of tripping or falling. Please pack their toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste, shower gel, sunscreen, lip balm, etc. You can also send a mosquito repellent cream. We will have this on campus as well, though. A pair of sunglasses, a torch or a headlamp, and one plastic bag. There's no water-based activities on the campus, but they do some water-based games once or twice, just for fun. And please pack a personal water bottle with a capacity of 1 liter. So when it comes to sleeping bags, we do have sleeping bags on camp for the children. However, these are not brand new sleeping bags. These are sleeping bags that get reused at every program. And at the end of every program, they are fully sanitized and laid out in the sun to dry. So again, properly taken care of and very hygienic, but they are not brand new. And kids use them at every program. So if you would like to carry your own sleeping bag, then, please do so. That's completely up to you. And an inflatable pillow is again an optional thing you can carry. If again any children are on medication, please provide the details with the medicine as well as the prescription. And this is something they can hand over to the doctor, who will ensure that they take it. If your child wears spectacles, please pack an extra pair as well. Now, when it comes to what they will pack it in, they will need one small backpack. This is just to carry their personal items when they are going out for the day. So to carry their water bottle, sunglasses, cap, sunscreen, and so on. We require that you pack the majority of the items in a rucksack or a duffel bag. Since the children are expected to take care of their own stuff, it's not a heavy, big walk from, the bus to camp or from camp to their tents. But this is something that they will have to handle themselves. And the terrain and everything makes it so that the rucksack is the most convenient option. So please do not send a trolley bag with wheels. This is really something we don't recommend at all. I think I already touched upon cash. Please do not carry any gadgets. Please, no expensive jewelry. Again, if your child thinks that they can take care of it themselves, then sure. But otherwise, please do not send any expensive jewelry, no gadgets, cameras at your own risk. And yeah, for participants who are flying in for the program, please ensure that you carry, if you're carrying a phone, you carry a power bank with it. You also have a printed copy of their return ticket in the bag, as well as your original Aadhaar card for the airport, and some cash. Okay, yeah, I think that is it. Thank you so much for listening to me go on and on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And now, if anyone has any questions, you can just raise your hand and I'll address them. Mm, uh, I think 1 second. I'll just share the link to the WhatsApp. Yes. Hi, Arun.
Hi, Aditi. So, what happens if a child is not able to sleep at night or is having difficulty? So, what happens then? I mean, is there a way that the child can reach out to somebody during the night?
Yes, so the instructors are usually awake till about 11 at night, so they ensure that all the children have gone to bed properly before they also, wrap up for the night. If children do have sleeping issues, like I said, the instructors, so if the boys' tents are somewhere, the instructors' tents are right next door, they can always come to them and talk to them and, talk about whatever's worrying them. And usually we handle this on a case by case basis. Like our previous camp that just ended a couple of days ago, we had a child who was having difficulty sleeping every night. So he would come out, he would talk to the campus chief. The campus chief would try to explain it to him as best as possible. And then eventually he did end up sleeping a little later, but he was able to get a good night's sleep.
So all this stuff will be briefed to the children when they reach, like what should be done in case if there's an issue with the.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's so they do a when the kids come on the first day after lunch, there's a full session where they do a campus tour and then an expectation session about how they should treat each other, if anything happens at night, where they should come to, and all of that. And like I said, the instructors are just we don't want instructors to be sleeping in the same tents as the kids. They are just next door and like a very short distance away.
Right. And Aditi, is there a ratio? Like, can we know how many participants on this camp so that we know there are a lot of kids, or is it? I mean, if there are any, because I'm having a son and a daughter coming for the camp,
Okay.
so I want to know if there are many girls as well with.
Yeah, I think there are 11 boys and 7 girls yeah,
Okay,
a
thank you.
total of 18.
Okay, great, thank you.
Um, sorry, Miriam ma'am, I just repeated that. 11 boys and 7 girls.
Great, thanks. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Someone has asked what time does the bus leave for camp? So the Bangalore local pickup will happen around 10 a.m. On the day. We, like I said, we keep the location as central as possible and to keep it as convenient for parents. Also, if since the route is through the city and then via like the airport, if you live slightly closer to the north of Bangalore, so Hebal and all that area, we could do an alternate pickup point at around 10:30, 10:45 in that on that side as well. But if you live anywhere in the south, then you will have to come up to, we usually do it around the Indranagar area, and we'll share the proper details in a few days. Mm, okay. Anyone else have any questions?
Yeah,
Yes.
Aditi. Yeah, one more question. Just um, uh, so my child, I mean, my son, he's probably just turning 9 this
Okay.
next month. So he'll be like the youngest one. So will it be considered before he'll be put in a room with, obviously, we were like, will he be put with all the smaller kids, or will they be mixed up?
Um, so how it works for tents is that children can choose their own tent mates, because some kids come with friends and want to stay with their friends and so on. So I understand your concern. He can usually choose who he wants to room with if he makes friends on the bus and so on. And usually since it's a 9, 10, 11 age group,
Yeah.
I don't think there will be too many issues when it comes to like, the older child, younger child. We keep it to that very strict age group so that, kids are around the same build and same age and everything.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Um, Shweta ma'am, I'm assuming your child will be traveling with an escort or yeah, if he's traveling with an escort, then yes, the escort will be with one parent, then we will, if it's depending on if it's terminal 1 or terminal 2, we will have, our instructors waiting right at the arrival gate, and we're very hard to miss. We wear bright fluorescent jackets saying "Inme," and you will also get the contact number of the person who is at the airport. Again, we share that information about the day before you travel. So you can, they'll be available on phone, and so will I. Mhm. Okay. Great. Any questions? Mhm. Okay, if that's all, then thank you so much for your patience. I will be sharing a recording of this on the WhatsApp channel by tomorrow. And you can reach out to me if you have anything else. Great, and we're really excited to have them, and they're going to have a great time. Okay, thank you.